Good day, fish tankers. One of the younger subscribers here on the channel, I take it that it's a youngster because it seems he's a gamer if I look at his channel, and he calls me Wim. So I'm assuming I'm talking to a youngster. Asked in the comments when I asked for some ideas that can I try and make an aquarium or set up an aquarium as cheap as possible. So I thought that is a good challenge, and I went checking some prices around my local fish stores here in South Africa. I'll put the dollar amount also there on the screen for you guys in the States, when you can sort of compare what it costs in US dollars. I think you can also compare then what it will cost you in the States. But just to set up a plain aquarium, freshwater tropical, for as little as I possibly can. Now, a few caveats. I'm not a guy that's for DIY. So if you can do a bit of DIY, like for instance with lighting, and you can use floodlights and so on, you can do it cheaper. But as I've said, I decided that I'm just going to go with stuff that I can buy online or from my local aquarium shop. And you can also try and do the second-hand thing and go onto places like Facebook Marketplace or your local aquarium club. You can pick up cheaper second-hand aquariums there. But I've also found that the thing is, people try and sell the whole thing, and there's some equipment that you want, some that you don't want. You can do it cheaper that way, but I've decided I'm going to go and try and set up a freshwater aquarium for a beginner, new, out of a box, no second-hand equipment or Facebook Marketplace, and no DIY, and see how I can keep costs down, how cheaply I can do a setup like that. If you're interested in that, then stick around. Okay, fish tankers, I'm going to have to look down onto my lap every now and then for the prices that I wrote down here. But firstly, it is about the aquarium itself. Now, we all know you want to have as large an aquarium as possible, but obviously that costs more money. And obviously then it's even heavier, and you're going to need a specialized stand or cabinet for it, which drives the cost up. So I've decided to go for something that's not too small, but that you can still place on a sturdy piece of furniture. So for that, I chose a 1.5 foot, 10 gallon, 40 liter aquarium. And there you see it, that retails for 380 South African rand. Now that aquarium you can take, you can put it on a sturdy piece of furniture, make sure it's out of any direct sunlight so it doesn't turn green, the water. Make sure that the surface is level, and even more important, make sure that the surface is flat. If it's a wooden piece of furniture, for example, it mustn't have a wooden knot that causes a bump there under the tank and causes a pressure point, because that's where it will crack. So the surface must be level, and especially it must be flat. No pressure points or bumps where it stands. There's a little piece of styrofoam underneath the tank usually, but no pressure points. That's a mistake I made when I was a kid. I put it on an old drawer. It could hold the weight easily, but there was a little wooden knot in the texture of the wood that caused the pressure point and cracked the bottom. So make sure that it is smooth. Now you need something to put on the bottom of the tank, that is substrate. Now we can go cheaper even, and just use sand. We are going to use that anyway, but then you're going to have to eventually put in root tabs around the plants to keep feeding them. I'm going to try and do it not only as cheaply as I can to set up, but to maintain as well. So we're going to build in the nutrition in the substrate, and for that we're not going to do a deep substrate because it's a smaller tank. So it will, otherwise the substrate takes up too much space, but we're going to do a dirted substrate. So for that, if you have a garden with fertile soil that is not treated by pesticides, very important, you can use garden soil. Just sift out the big pieces and make sure that it's free of critters and worms that will drown and rot the tank. Or you can just go to your garden store and get some organic potting soil, and you can pick up a bag there for 40 rand. There you see a bag of organic potting soil. Is way more than you need. Maybe if you're a youngster, you can get your parents to buy you one, because they're going to use all the rest for a garden anyway. You can just use a potting soil. I have another mixture that's more complicated than that, but we're going to do it very basically. Very basic. Now you mix that potting soil with a bit of water, you make a thick mud, and you put a layer on the bottom of the aquarium of just 1 centimeter. We're not going to do it very thick. Just 1 centimeter layer of that organic potting soil but you've mixed it with a bit of water to make a sort of a thick mud. Put that on the bottom. Now you're going to need sand, and the cheapest sand I find is pool filter sand. You can go buy it from a pool shop, but once again, the problem is now you need to buy a big bag of 40 kilos, you know. So I would just go to your local aquarium shop. Here you see there at Brackenfell Pets, this one, they've got pool filter sand neatly made up in 5 kilo bags. That's about 45 Rand each. And you're going to put a 4 centimeter layer of pool filter sand on top of this 1 centimeter layer of swirl to cap it. And for that you're gonna need about 6 kilos of pool filter sand. 6 liters or 6 kilos of pool filter sand. You have to wash it out under the tap very thoroughly, bit by bit, little bit under a running tap. Wash all the muck. Make sure that you wash it thoroughly, and then you put it on top of that layer of swirl. Now you've got a substrate that is going to be nutritious. It's going to be a substrate that the plants can feed off that soil layer underneath, so that you don't have to put in root tabs or liquid fertilizer and all that stuff. Now, next you need some hardscape, and here's where we're going to save some money. Just go to your local river or outside there, pick up about 3 pieces of rock that looks nice, and then you put a bit of vinegar on the rock. If it fizzes, it means it will change your water chemistry and harden your water. Unless you want that kind of stuff, then you don't use it. If it doesn't fizz, then it's okay. So go and pick up a couple of pieces of rock, test that it's not soluble, that it won't change your water chemistry. And you can even go to your local garden center or in your garden, in a creek or a riverbed. You just go and wash it under the tap with no detergent, just water, and get yourself a couple of pieces of rock. Now, you need some other things as well. So then the next thing is filtration. Now, what are we going to do about filtration? The general wisdom is that sponge filters are the cheapest form of filtration, and that's true, but they need an air pump to operate on, which bumps up the costs. So these small power filters, it's really just a water pump pulling water through a sponge, work out a bit cheaper, and I'll go for one with the best amount of sponge as opposed to the pump, and that would be this little one for 150 bucks. That would be a great choice. Okay, now we've got the filter in the tank, we've got the substrate in, there's a couple of nice pieces of rock there. I would take rock because picking up driftwood can be tricky because it needs to be completely dead, and sometimes it's not, so it rots. So since we're on a budget, we're going to go with the rocks. And then the next thing is it's a tropical aquarium, so it needs a heater. Now you can get them for cheaper, but you know, a heater that gets stuck and kills your fish by simply overheating the tank is a real bummer that makes you quit the hobby. So here is a brand of heater that doesn't break the bank. It's not the cheapest, it's not the most expensive, but I've used them for years. There's one in the tank over here and they've never given me trouble, and that's a Chinese brand. It's a Via Aqua is the name. And get a 100-watt heater thermostat for the aquarium. You know, a thermostat and the heater is combined in that tube, and that will set you back 310 Rand. But for a 100-watt heater in this little 10-gallon tank, that should be okay to keep it on a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius, which is what I always recommend as a sort of a general tropical temperature. Now you've got to have some plants in it as well, and for that we're going to need plants that's going to feed off this dirted substrate. So I will get an Amazon sword plant. You can pick them up for about 60 bucks. There's an Amazon sword, and just plant that more or less in the middle of a tank because it becomes a really big plant. And towards the background, you can usually find them for about 30 Rand a piece. I'll get four Vallisneria plants. You know, that is about 120 bucks. So that's going to set you back. So you plant them around the back of the aquarium. They will grow and they'll start spreading out. If you have more cash available, put in more plants like that, Cryptocorynes or other plants that you can put in sort of in the mid-ground and foreground. And then you have a really nice tank with some rooted plants. We're going to skip the epiphytes because for them you need to put in liquid fertilizers. And we're not going to do the Anubias and Java fern thing. And we're going to skip the stem plants also because they also need liquid fertilizer. So we're just going to stick with a Vallisneria and an Amazon sword plant. They'll use that nutrition that you now have in your substrate. I like to plant them before the water comes in. And now we've got the filter and the heater in, and we're obviously not connected to the mains, and we've got the plants and the hardscapes in. Then fill up the tank and be careful not to break the sand cap. So pour the water on your hand or onto one of the rocks so it slowly falls up. You don't want to expose the swale. And then you've got your tank filled up. You can switch on the heater stat now, you can switch on the filtration, and you need one more thing, and that is an aquarium light. Now, I would just go for a cheap clip-on light like you see here, and this is a light that retails for 135 Rand. It's nothing special, just an on-off switch. Clip that onto the aquarium because your plant's going to need the light. So there you've got your aquarium light as well. So it doesn't need to be expensive. That's the cheapest one I could find. That's sort of halfway decent, 135 bucks. You can move it up a little bit, the price range, and then you've got that as well. Now you've got to know what temperature your aquarium's at, and for that you need a small thermometer. The cheapest one there that I could find that is not so cheap as to be nasty cheap and fail on you is just this old simple glass one, and that will set you back 35 Rand. So there you've got everything set up. Now at the end of this video, I'm going to leave a few video cards on the screen. One is what you need to understand about cycling aquarium, because you can't put fish in immediately. And then there will be another one that will give you stocking ideas for a 10-gallon tank. I'm going to leave the links in the description below as well. I'm also going to leave a link there for some cheaper aquarium fish. So now you've got everything running. You've got your heater, you've got your thermometer, you've got your filter, you've got your little light, a few rocks, the substrate, the dirted substrate, and a few plants that's going to feed off that dirted substrate. And now you just got to wait for the tank to cycle, and that might take 3 to 4 weeks. When it's cycled, it means ammonia and nitrate zero, and there might be a little bit of nitrate developing, and then you can stock your aquarium bit by bit, a few fish at a time, slowly until you have your aquarium. And if you are staying in an area like I do that's got very good water coming out of a tap, you can leave that water and the chlorine will dissipate anyway. There's no chloramine in my tap water. But if you come from an area, maybe you're in Joburg, maybe you're in a city where there's chloramine in the water, you need to detoxify that. So when you set up your tank, get a tap water conditioner, API tap water conditioner. You only need the smallest bottle, and that's going to set you back 66 South African Rand. It's a good idea to have it anyway for when you do partial water changes in the future. So that brings the grand total for this whole setup that we've done here to 1,366 South African Rand. The dollar amount is there. That's the cheapest that I could set up a 10-gallon tank for without doing DIY, without going second hand. That is the cheapest I could manage to set it up. So there are cheaper ways. If you DIY, get floodlights instead, it will save you a little bit. Or if you get a second-hand aquarium, you can do it a bit cheaper. You can go smaller, but I don't recommend going smaller. 5 gallons, 6 gallons, 7 gallons is small for a beginner because you tend to overstock it, and it's not forgiving of errors. This is already a small nano tank, but I think it's a manageable size for a beginner. That's if you're on a budget. That's the size that I started with. Well, that's it from me, Fish Tankers. Remember to hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. I greatly appreciate it. And at the end of this video, you'll see links as well as down here in the description of another few videos that I highly recommend you watch. And until such time we see each other again, take good care of those domestic denizens of the deep.